Passengers is a movie directed by Morton Tildum. It's a space opera slash space drama slash romance slash sci-fi thrillers. It's basically a Frankenstein of different sci-fi genres put together into one movie. It stars the very likable Chris Pratt and the very polarizing Jennifer Lawrence. This movie takes place on a spaceship called the Avalon. It's this really big ass ship. It's going to another Earth. People on Earth have decided they want a new life. They want a fresh start, so they're going to this other Earth called Homestead 2. It takes a long time to get there though, so they have to go into hypersleep or cryosleep or whatever it is. And that takes about 120 years. Along the way, two passengers accidentally have their hyperpods activated and they are awake 90 years too early. And because they're awake 90 years too early, now they're just stuck on this ship and they have to find a way to survive, and along the way they start a romance. I know that for a lot of people this movie breaks down into two different subcategories of people. You have people that really like Chris Pratt, you have people that really hate Jennifer Lawrence. Regardless of what you think about Jennifer Lawrence, you can't deny the woman's fine as hell. Seriously, J-Law. I'm single, call me. Kind of surprised that everybody is shitting on this movie so much, because I personally found a lot of enjoyment in this thing. Is it a great movie? No, but we'll get to that later. But for the most part, I enjoyed my time watching this. Chris Pratt is very likable. He's the best character in this entire movie. Chris Pratt has the most depth. He has the most layers to him as a character. His character gets caught into some very interesting moral situations throughout the course of the movie. What I like about this movie is that it does a good job of putting you in Chris Pratt's shoes, putting you in Jennifer Lawrence's shoes. You kind of have to sit there and think, how would I handle this? How would I do this? How would I survive? Would this be the right thing to do? So I like the interesting moral choices that this movie kind of threw at you. Visually, the movie looks really good. It's got a very sleek and shiny production design. The ship itself, the Avalon, this thing is huge and it looks really awesome. It looks like a mix of Star Wars and Star Trek and Stargate and pretty much anything star related. It looks really awesome though. Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, they have good chemistry. They work well together. They have a decent enough romance that if you feel invested in that, you're going to have a decent time with the movie, because the movie does focus a lot on this romance. And me personally, I felt somewhat invested in the romance, so I did care at the end of the movie when certain shit starts going down. So I don't know what anybody's talking about. This movie doesn't hit a perfect figure 8, but it certainly knows how to put the moves on you. Is it a smooth ride getting to where we get to though? Okay, even though the romance in the movie is okay, it's fine, and Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence work well together, the romance is easily the least interesting part of this entire movie. I think for some people, depending on how you feel about Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt, or depending on how you feel about the romance in this movie, that might actually determine how you feel about the movie in general. The movie spends a large chunk devoted to the romance and to the drama that comes with it. So if you like it, you're going to enjoy it. If you don't, well, the movie is going to feel really slow and boring for you, and that's just a reality. Also, there is a reveal that happens at the very beginning of the movie that kind of shows how Christopher Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence get into this situation. And honestly, I feel like it was a reveal that should have been saved for a little bit later, because as soon as it happened, I knew exactly how the entire movie was going to play out. I knew exactly where the movie was going to end up. I was still reasonably entertained for the journey to get there, but the point is, I knew exactly where we were going. And as soon as it's revealed, it just kind of slowly drains the tension out of this thing, so you're just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Towards the third act of the movie, there is something very convenient that happens. Feels almost like an easy button situation, honestly. Something happens that just basically goes, hey, this is going to help you get through the issues you're going to have in the last part of this movie. This movie had some big ideas. It didn't execute all of them smoothly. The romance part of the movie is cool, but it's also the least interesting part of the movie, and execution-wise, this movie does get a bit sloppy in how it handles certain things. I gotta say, I was kind of enjoying my ride in this one. Not spectacular, not terrible, it's just good. Passengers was definitely a Man of Steel time at the movies. Alright guys, be sure to go check out Passengers sometime this weekend, or go back and watch Rogue One. You could do that. So what's your favorite sci-fi thriller-esque movie of the last 2 years? Go ahead and let me know which one that is. If you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.